Hi, I'm Andrea Peters, and I have been in the direct selling industry, and I've had a home-based business for over 30 years. And I'm really excited to share with you 5 tips that are going to make a big difference in your selling season this year. One of the things I have found as I travel all over the country teaching this is that people don't plan at all and they don't have a goal. And let's talk about where you're coming from. If you have a home-based business or you are in a direct selling industry, chances are you have a full-time job and you're doing this on the side to earn extra money. You have children, you have a house to take care of, you're commuting, you're running children everywhere and all that kind of stuff. And so you don't really have time to do Christmas. You want to do it, it's in your mind, but you just end up with whatever happens. We start planning Christmas the day after Christmas, and one of the reasons for that is I need a year to get ready to have the kind of numbers I want to hit. So let's talk about goal setting. Most small businesses really don't set goals at all. They add up the money at the end of the season, and that's what they end up with. And I personally like to have a pile of money at the end, great big pile of money like this, at the end of the holiday season, and that happens when you have goals. So the first thing you need to do is you need to plan how much money you want to earn this holiday season. And the holiday starts November 1st and it ends December 25th. So you've got 7 weeks to make things happen for yourself. That's the first thing that people don't do. The second thing is start planning immediately. And if you start your holiday season now, then you're doing it as you go. So you're not jammed, 2 days before you start your season, you're going nuts. You're like, oh, I'm running around and you're going crazy and everybody's crying and you're trying to get stuff done and you forgot to do the ad and you didn't do this and oh, was I supposed to do that? And so you end up with what you end up with, and we don't want to have that happen. So what are we going to do? We're going to set a goal for the holiday season, and you have to do that now, today, right when you're done watching this video. And number 2, you have to start planning that season immediately. Okay, now the next thing we're going to talk about is price points that sell. Now this may vary for different industries. I'm in the cosmetic industry, so these price points I'm going to talk about relate to my industry. However, the principle is the same regardless of what you're selling. So let's talk about this. We're talking about Christmas again. Now we're talking about a gift that you would buy for a sister-in-law, a sister, and again, I travel all over the country, so this is everywhere I go, the same numbers come up. The average price for a gift for that person is about $25 to $35 across the country. And how many do they need? Maybe 1 or 2. Moms, mother-in-laws, dads, that price point is $50. Again, they may only need 1 or 2. Now let's talk about the other gifts that we give. Kids, that's about $2,000 a kid is how it kind of plays out throughout the season. Everywhere I go, it's like, oh, my kids, they get all the money. But now let's talk about everybody else. That was a joke, so you can go, chuckle. But it's the truth. People spend a lot of money on their children. So now let's talk about all the other gifts that we buy. We give a lot of gifts to co-workers, teachers, hairdressers, secret pals, girlfriends, next door neighbors. That price point for those gifts runs between $10 and $20. You can't get very much today for $10, so it's eking more like $15 to $20. And let's talk about how many gifts they need there. They need a lot. They might be buying 5 to 10 to 15 at that price point. So if that's the case, you can't have your inventory priced high and not have anything low. The other thing is, on a gift like this is a $55 gift, and we already said that mom needs it for Christmas, so you can take orders on this particular gift, but you don't have to have a lot of them because she doesn't need it, or your purchaser doesn't need it until Christmas. These gifts, which are the low-end gifts, these 2 gifts you see here run between $15 and $20. Now they need them throughout the season because piano lessons is done the first week in November, and then the Christmas party is in December, and then the thing that you're doing at church with your Sunday school class is, at the 2 weeks from now. And so that lady she has to buy a lot. She needs 5 of these and 4 of these and 2 of those, and she needs them immediately. So you have to have them there for her to take right on the spot. If you can't take orders on this, you won't have a season. So now let's talk about if you're in a different industry than mine. So you would your higher price points, you have less inventory on that particular product than your lower price points. You have to have more inventory in order to cover that. And I want you to go back to 2008 and when the economy was just horrible, and of course it always happens the day before Christmas. But if you remember, even the major box stores were all advertising gifts under $20 because that's what people wanted to spend. And they'll buy a lot, they'll spend $200 or $300 or more, but they want to buy gifts appropriate for who they're giving it for. Does that make sense? So I have found girls that have worked really hard and they have found that they weren't successful because the price points were wrong. Okay, tip number 3. I believe that you need to create an event. And I've talked to lots of merchants that have stores in downtown communities and they have no one go in their store unless they create an event. So I think you should have an open house, and an open house could be in your home, it can be at another location like a restaurant, whatever. But you need to kick off your season, and I think you need to have that element of surprise. It needs to be exciting. I have an event that I hold. It's called Christmas in the Woods, and we started with about 200 people on my mailing list, and now people call me and ask me to put people on my mailing list, and we have over 900 people that come to Christmas in the Woods. So I've created an event that people wanted to come to. So I think you need to do that. You need to start your season off. We do it the first week in November so we can capitalize on the whole season, and it needs to be fun and exciting and an experience that they want to come back to. So this is what we did with the invitation. Instead of saying open house, great gifts, please come, we decided to describe what they were coming to and who they were going to buy for. So I described the gifts I had and who they were going to buy them for. So great gifts for grandmother and I can't even think, secret pals, all that kind of stuff. So I described gifts for them and I described what they were. And when we did that, that's one thing that you know. The second thing we did, I had one of my girlfriends call all my customers. We didn't have post calls in those days. She literally had to call everybody. And she left a message on everybody's machine telling them that my open house was tomorrow and we were really looking forward to seeing them. I had great gifts. Now let me tell you what happened. We had 60 people come and I had a $4,000 open house. Now, as far as you're concerned, the only 2 things that changed is the invitation was interesting enough that they wanted to come, and we called in and reminded them to come. So your invitation has to describe what the event is that they're coming to. And it has to be enticing enough that they go, you know, I gotta get a gift for my daughter. I gotta get a gift for the teachers. I'm gonna go to that open house. So that's the first thing. The second thing is what happens, everybody gets really busy. They're making things, they're all getting excited about their open house, and then they realize they didn't send an invitation. So they forget to do that, and they say, oh, well, I'll just call everybody and I'm gonna email people and put it on Facebook. Doesn't work. And the reason why it doesn't work is because there's a delete button. And you need to send them a beautiful invitation that is on paper, because it's on the refrigerator or it's on a stack of papers in their office. If you send, now, texting, social media, all that kind of stuff, emails, they're all fine, but they're only good for reminders, because they're going to delete it and then they don't know when it was and they're going to miss it. So it really is a combination of all those things. And then the last thing that I do that I find to be extremely successful for me is post calls. And that's when you record, it's a company that you record a message and you hit a button and all 200 people get your message by phone. And that one really brings me in a lot of money throughout the season. So that's the key to invitations. I had a consultant come up to me and said, I've been to all your workshops and my open houses are terrible, and my last one was really, really bad. And I said, well, when did you have it and what did you do? And she goes, well, I had it on a Saturday. I said, well, so what were your hours? And she said, from 10 to 12. The problem with that is we all know how busy everybody is, and out of 300 people, maybe only 2 people could go between 10 and 12. So if you don't have enough hours, you're not going to be successful. So you have to make sure that you can get people at different times. Now, for example, I keep track of everything, and I have found the strongest day of the week is Thursday. The weakest day, as far as attendance is concerned, is Saturday. And so if that's the case and you have it on a Saturday for just a couple of hours, you're really going to hurt yourself. So the way I do it, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I'm open from 10 to 7. So I get people that get out of work early and I get people right after work. And then Saturday, my hours are 10 to 5, and Sunday it's 12 to 5. And Sunday's a very good day. So if you have enough hours, then you're giving people the opportunity to get to you. So you just have to make sure you're open. So let's recap this. These 5 things I chose because I feel that they're the biggest things that are making a difference in people's businesses. So let's start. The first one is goal setting. You're going to set a goal. You're going to do it tonight before you go to bed, and you're going to start planning your Christmas. And next year you're going to start earlier. Not just Christmas, any event. Allow yourself enough time to plan and work with that goal so that you're going to reach what you want to do. The second thing is you're going to, again, doesn't matter what business you're in, doesn't matter what season we're talking about, but for your industry, your business, you got to have price points that sell. You know, high-end things are going to be less, low-end things you're going to have more of. Then we have open houses or events, and I think that businesses should have them all year round. When I create an event, people come, they have fun, and I'm kicked off for the season, whether it be for Mother's Day or for Christmas. So plan events and plan them now. That's all a part of owning a business. Then the next thing we talked about was invitations and social medias. Make sure your invitation is exciting, what you're selling, who are they going to buy it for. What am I selling and who are they buying it for? That's really important on that invitation. Social media, texting, and emails are as for reminders, and post calls are for reminders, not to announce the main event. Then what? Hours was the last one. You really have to look and see what hours are best for you. I understand that you're setting hours that are best for your family, but if you don't have hours that are good for your customers, then it just doesn't make any sense to do it. So make sure you have hours that work. And that, if you do those 5 things, I can guarantee you that you will have a stress-free Christmas, and that you will, well, I have people tell me that they double their sales are double over last year's figures when they follow these tips. So good luck to you. Come visit us. We have other videos. I can teach you how to make bows and wrapping and all kinds of stuff. So look for those videos and have a good season. Oh, did you see Rosie? Did you guys see her floating by here? Well, maybe you'll see Rosie in another video.